Amelia had spent a decade building her company from scratch. Every sleepless night, every personal sacrifice, and every ounce of determination had gone into creating Amara Tech Solutions, a firm that was gaining attention in the market for its innovative ideas. She had always believed that loyalty and trust were the foundations of both marriage and business. Her husband, Daniel, seemed supportive at first. He attended board meetings, posed for photos at corporate events, and always congratulated her on her milestones. But behind the perfect smiles and Instagram-worthy moments, Amelia didn't realize that Daniel was weaving a web of betrayal, a web that involved her closest confidant in the office, a young ambitious woman named Sophia. Sophia had joined Amara Tech as an intern 5 years ago. She had impressed Amelia with her sharp mind and creativity. Amelia trusted her completely, even mentoring her like a daughter. But somewhere along the line, Sophia and Daniel began something secret, an affair masked by fake smiles and business discussions. It started subtly, Daniel taking late-night calls, Sophia staying late under project deadlines, small whispered meetings in empty offices. Amelia initially dismissed her suspicions as paranoia. After all, she was the successful CEO, and Daniel had always been the supportive husband. But one evening, everything changed. Amelia had returned to the office late, planning a surprise for Sophia's promotion. She walked past the boardroom and caught a glimpse of something she would never forget. Daniel and Sophia were together, not in a professional way, but intimately. Her chest tightened, and her stomach sank. The betrayal wasn't just emotional, it was strategic. Soon after, Amelia discovered the financial irregularities. Funds were missing, contracts had been altered, and a new competitor company had been registered, all traced back to Daniel and Sophia. They had stolen her company, manipulated shareholders, and now posed as the rightful leaders of Amara Tech. The world that Amelia had built with blood, sweat, and tears was crumbling. She felt rage, heartbreak, and disbelief all at once. But as the first storm of tears subsided, a burning realization came: they had underestimated her resilience. Over the next few months, Amelia did something that shocked everyone: she didn't confront them directly. She stayed silent, while meticulously gathering evidence, hiring investigators, and rebuilding her network quietly. She needed a plan that would ensure their downfall, not just emotionally but legally and financially. During this period, she discovered more layers of deception. Daniel had used insider information to manipulate deals. Sophia had been carefully discrediting Amelia's team to isolate her. But Amelia was clever. She turned her attention to subtle revenge, making them believe she was defeated, while she silently created a counter-strategy that would take 2 long years to come to fruition. Amelia also reflected on herself. Despite the betrayal, she refused to let anger consume her. She spent nights meditating, learning law loopholes, and creating financial strategies. She knew that revenge was not just about emotional satisfaction, it was about precision and timing. As part 1 ends, Amelia stands alone in her office late at night, looking at the city skyline through the glass window. The lights of the buildings mirror the fires she is quietly kindling, fires that will eventually burn the betrayal to ashes. She whispers to herself, "They may have my company now, but I have time, patience, and strategy. They won't know what hit them." The quiet revenge. The months following the betrayal were the hardest yet most crucial in Amelia's life. While the world assumed she had lost everything, Amelia was secretly laying the foundation for her comeback. She knew direct confrontation would be foolish. To destroy Daniel and Sophia, she needed patience, subtlety, and perfect timing. Amelia began by reaching out to her loyal employees who had been isolated by Sophia's manipulation. Slowly, quietly, she rebuilt trust within her old team, giving them small but meaningful responsibilities that made them feel valued. She never revealed her plan, she only hinted at a brighter future, a future where loyalty would be rewarded and betrayal punished. Next, she turned her attention to finances. Using her knowledge of corporate law and accounting, she discovered loopholes that Daniel had overlooked. Small errors in contracts, hidden clauses in shareholder agreements, and mismanaged accounts were slowly exposed. Amelia documented every single detail meticulously, creating a digital dossier that would leave no room for excuses. Meanwhile, she worked on a psychological strategy. She created fake business proposals and insider rumors designed to make Daniel and Sophia overconfident, luring them into risky decisions. Amelia watched from the shadows as they celebrated minor wins, unaware that every move was leading them closer to their downfall. During this time, Amelia also strengthened her own public image. She attended industry seminars, gave guest lectures, and rebuilt her network quietly. Slowly, the media and corporate world began to see her not as a failed CEO, but as a resilient, intelligent, and unstoppable force. One critical moment came when Sophia attempted to poach Amelia's most loyal team members. Amelia used reverse psychology, pretending to panic while secretly offering even stronger incentives and showing her employees that true loyalty and recognition lie with her. Sophia's plan failed, and cracks began to appear in the mistress' confidence. Daniel, on the other hand, started noticing anomalies in the company's accounts. He tried to cover up mistakes and blame Sophia, but Amelia had already planted evidence of their joint manipulation, which would later be used as undeniable proof in court. 2 years of careful planning passed. Amelia had become a ghost in the corporate world, moving silently, avoiding unnecessary attention, while setting every trap for maximum effect. She knew that revenge was not about instant gratification, it was about precision, patience, and the sweet inevitability of justice. Then came the moment Amelia had been waiting for. At a shareholder meeting, she revealed her findings: the embezzlement, the contract manipulations, and the covert takeover of her company. The board was shocked. Daniel and Sophia tried to explain, but every lie had already been disproved. Amelia's dossier was irrefutable, her strategy flawless. By the end of part 2, Daniel and Sophia were isolated, humiliated, and legally vulnerable. Amelia stood in the boardroom, calm and composed, with her loyal team behind her. Every subtle move she had made over 2 years culminated in this moment. The tables had turned. Amelia whispered to herself again, this time with a quiet, victorious smile. They thought they could steal everything from me. But I didn't just survive, I made them destroy themselves. The day had come. 2 years of careful planning, quiet maneuvering, and patient observation were about to bear fruit. Amelia arrived at the company headquarters early, dressed in a sharp maroon business suit that reflected both her confidence and the fire that had driven her throughout these years. She was calm, poised, and ready not just for the battle ahead, but for the justice that was long overdue. The boardroom filled with shareholders, employees, and media representatives. Daniel and Sophia entered confidently, unaware of the storm heading their way. They smiled smugly, thinking Amelia would again stand down. But this time, she was in control. Amelia began by recounting the history, how she had built the company from nothing, the trust she had placed in Daniel and Sophia, and the betrayal that had nearly destroyed her life. Then, with cold precision, she presented the evidence. Financial documents showing embezzlement. Altered contracts proving deliberate sabotage. Recorded communications exposing the affair and corporate deception. Proof of insider manipulation that had threatened shareholder confidence. The room fell silent. Daniel's face paled. Sophia's confident smirk vanished, replaced by fear. The shareholders, employees, and even the media could see the truth clear as day. The legal consequences were swift. Daniel and Sophia were removed from their positions, banned from corporate leadership for years, and faced criminal investigations. But Amelia's revenge was not just about punishment, it was about restoration. She reclaimed her company fully, reinstating her loyal team, and implementing stronger safeguards to prevent such betrayals in the future. Outside the boardroom, Amelia paused for a moment, looking out over the city skyline she had once feared lost to betrayal. She felt a profound sense of closure, not just from regaining her company, but from the journey she had endured. This experience taught her powerful lessons. Patience is a weapon. Sometimes, the best revenge is not immediate but calculated and deliberate. Trust wisely, loyalty is precious, invested in people who truly value it. Strength comes from adversity, betrayal may break hearts, but it can also forge resilience. Revenge is an art, not a reaction. Strategic, intelligent moves outweigh impulsive actions. Forgive, But don't forget, Amelia's revenge wasn't driven by hatred, it was driven by justice and clarity. In the end, Amelia's story became an inspiration to thousands in the corporate world and beyond, a story of heartbreak turned into triumph, betrayal turned into strategy, and loss turned into unstoppable power and dignity. She had survived the ultimate betrayal, and not only had she reclaimed her empire, but she had also redefined herself as stronger, wiser, and unstoppable. And as she stood in her office, sunlight streaming through the glass windows, Amelia smiled. They thought they could take everything from me, but I took back more than just a company. I took back my life, my dignity, and my peace.